So this is number 2. Apparently my first shot at this didn't stream well. So I'm gonna do this again. Disease that begins in the gut. This is a statement that was first authored by Hippocrates somewhere in the neighborhood of about 400 BCE. And at this point in time and that point in time, and following those days throughout the millennia, in fact, through the Renaissance as well as the Dark Ages, everything shifted. So looking back on this concept of disease begins in the gut is truly a remarkable statement that we can, at this point in time now, confirm that this idea and this statement is actually a validated, efficient, and respected statement that we now understand from a true science and clinical research perspective. Somewhere in the time when we were generating our own medicine, Western medicine, and this was an important time because we were trying to combat things like infectious diseases, sanitization, and all of the things that brought with us this challenge. This became a problem for us because we were dying frequently of these kinds of infections as opposed to chronic issues that we now face today. And in many ways, these conditions like the infectious diseases and other acute issues caused the disease of the gut that we now are facing. So how did the science lead us to conclude that Hippocrates was right? And I have to say, this has renewed our excitement in this idea because Hippocrates, although brilliant, and many people following him, so I don't want to take away from the fact that more alternative medicine people also created these similar concepts, not necessarily following in Hippocrates' footsteps, but certainly creating this whole body approach to health and wellness. It wasn't simply just Hippocrates that followed this course. So because of that, I think that we needed to really deconstruct our health and our issues through this idea of science, which of course, I love and believe in science, but where we got it wrong was we started to understand just organs and not true connectivity of our whole body. And the gut-brain axis, or the brain, the brain liver, or the gut liver, or the skin gut, or the brain skin. And there's all these connectivities where we separated them and we try to treat each organ separately. If there's a disease of the brain, let's treat the brain, skin separately, the liver separately. And really, the most powerful thing that we can learn from this new genomic, as well as this new world of understanding the whole body, by treating the whole body, and as the central role of the gut in this, we can transform from what we've learned in history and what we've learned from people all the way back to Hippocrates, and moving forward, we can take what we know about our body and our biochemistry and our various interventions for individual pieces and connect them all to create a much more stable and effective process. Meaning that we've learned now that our microbiome and our gut is in fact a key player in disease progression, especially the chronic issues that we face in the modern industrialized world. So we must rethink, reappreciate these terms like gut is the source of disease, in the sense that that is now a validated, well-studied, and an emerging science that is really transforming the way we think of things. And all of us need to remember that we look into the past for information, we look into the future on what we can do with that information, but we certainly don't have the hubris to ignore what many traditional and brilliant people were discovering empirically and intuitively, that we now can support both clinically and scientifically. And that's an important part of our journey, that what we've learned from the past really needs to be revisited as part of our future, because many things were done right. Many types of medicines were correct. Not all, just like not all of Western medicine is correct, but we need to embrace these bits of knowledge that we can now demonstrate and prove and work from and just get better as we go. So hopefully that was an interesting journey into why our gut is indeed now reemerging as central to most of our problems, and that's a critical piece of moving forward. To learn more, follow us below, and